Welcome back to the Global Cannabis March. This is a really big day for all of us every year. This 19th anniversary should really be a kickoff for something great, too, because cannabis has come so far in the last year, let alone the last 10 years or 19 years. You probably know that there are a lot of people that made this happen through the years that are not here today. Unfortunately, everybody's not been able to see this wonderful thing come to fruition. A lot of folks may ask also, well, what the heck are we doing? Hey, man, Oregon, you guys can smoke weed. Why are you even marching? That's because they're not from here and they don't understand the struggle. We have been working tirelessly, seriously, since the 80s with people like Paul Stanford, Paul Loney, and, of course, Dr. Phil Leveque. Dr. Leveque passed away 3 years ago today on Global Cannabis Day, the most perfect day, of course, for him to decide to go through another door. What he did for Oregon and for the United States and for the world is hard to put into any kind of synopsis. It truly is. He was a brilliant man that absolutely did not ever give up to his dying day. When he was a kid and he graduated from high school, he went to University of Oregon and got a bachelor's in chemistry. And what did he do after that? He went and joined the Army in 1944 and became a scout in the Army, one of the most dangerous jobs there was. So thanks to him and Patton's Army crossing the Rhine, he was able to secure and liberate Americans and people that had been accosted by that terrible war for years, and he came home alive. What he also came home with was a terrible bout of PTSD, and he couldn't talk about the war for decades, not to his kids, not to his wife, not to anybody. When it finally broke free, about just over 30 years after the war, then he was able to start reaching out and helping other veterans. In Oregon, that meant helping veterans get off of narcotics and the terrible drugs that they were using, even alcohol, in order to combat the demons that they were suffering from PTSD. So Dr. Leveque, through his work in Oregon and fighting with the legislature, was one of the guys that made it possible for veterans to have access to the right medicine that would make them healthy and not kill them. So in 1998, Doc fought real hard. In 99, you know that it became legal for medical marijuana patients. By 2004, Dr. Leveque had 5,000 patients. He was the doctor in Oregon, had signed more cards than anybody else. So that put him in the spotlight, the target for problems with the authorities, problems with other doctors that wanted to keep their patients drugged up and under their care. And instead, Doc was freeing them from the terrible, drug addictions. So that got him in trouble. In 2005, he actually lost his license to practice. And after that, he became even stronger voice for legalization and for medical marijuana patients. He never stopped one day under any circumstances. They beat him down, but they never got him down. And he always came back stronger than he was. So what I would like to do is dedicate today and this stage, again, to Dr. Philip Leveque. And I know if he was here, he'd have a lot more to say about what it means to him to work with all of you guys, and that really you are his legacy, all of us are, and it's up to us to keep this momentum going stronger. We don't need to reschedule, we need to deschedule. Let's get this thing over with, okay? So let's do it for Doc Leveque and for Jack Hare and for everybody else that we have lost that were the big fighting warriors. We have to be their warriors, you guys. It's up to us now, okay? Anyway. And so only one last thing about Doc, and those of you that know him know that his last words would be, don't smoke in the rain. And if you have to ask, don't ask.